In this video, we'll learn how to create a phone column in Loocey and go over the settings and options of phone columns. There are two ways to create a column in Loocey. We can either open the context menu of an existing column and click on Add Column to Right, or we can also click on the plus sign at the end of the table and select Phone. The difference is with plus sign, it'll already select the column type for us. With the first option, we'll need to select the column type from the drop-down. We can enter the display name and click on Add if we want to use the default options. Now that we've added the column, we can enter values directly in the table, and System will automatically save. Let's enter some example text for our new column in the table view and refresh the page to confirm the values are saved. We can also open the right panel by clicking on the item name and make changes to the fields from the right panel. The difference is that from the right panel, we need to click on Save to save all field changes at once instead of one by one on the table view. Note, the Save button will be disabled by default until you make changes. Let's make some changes to our phone number and save. Next, let's look at some of the other options while creating phone columns. Let's add another column and look at the other options. You can set a default value for a column so that it can be used for all new rows created in this list. For example, if you want every new row to start with this phone number, you can enter that here. The system will automatically add the country code in front of the number. This way, each time you create a new row, the phone number column will automatically fill with that value prefixed by +1 unless you change it manually. Next, required option, just like the name implies, makes a column to be a required field when creating or updating records. By default, the name column is required. If we mark another column, in this case phone, as required, the Add Item input box will change into a button link. Then, when we click on either the Add Item link or the New button at the top, the system will open a dialog showing all required column inputs. Let's add another record and enter the values for the required columns in the dialog and click on Create. The record will be added along with the values for all the required columns. This design of keeping track of required columns will make our table consistent and avoid invalid data entries. The isNull flag is a somewhat technical term, which simply means if no default value is entered, this column will allow nulls instead of a value. Again, this is a database term, and it's okay if you leave it the default. Note that when we switch off the isNull option, the default value field will become required, as now the column requires a default value. This is because if you already have data in your list, and if you turn off the null option, this column will need to be populated with another value, otherwise we would get an error in the database.
That's it for today. Be sure to subscribe to our channel to be notified when we release new tutorials. Thanks for watching and see you next time.